Hey everybody, good morning. I hope everyone's having a great start to their Tuesday. My name is Katie, and I have been a coach on this team for a little over a year, and I'm here to kind of share my story with you a little bit today, kind of how I got here. I'm a mom. I'm a stay-at-home mom to 3 kids. I didn't get here the conventional way. I was a teacher and got laid off due to budget cuts. So I kind of took that as an opportunity to really follow the one thing I had always wanted to do, which was to stay home with my kids. So I decided to stay home. Along the way, I tried to do lots of like little jobs, odds and ends, things that I could do from home, still make some money, still contribute to the family, but still get to be home with my kids, which was really on my heart, really my passion. So right around the time I got laid off, we began a 2-year battle with infertility. And if you have ever battled infertility, or if you know someone close to you that has, you know how devastating it is. Every month it's like a roller coaster. Every month starts with like hope and excitement and prayers, and you just go through this whole gamut of emotions every single month, and every single month ends in desperation and despair and heartache. I just felt like there were pieces of me missing, like really, really big pieces of me missing. All I wanted was to have another baby, and I just couldn't. And that was really, really hard. And I'm the kind of person that likes to fix things that are broken, and there was no way for me to fix it. There was nothing I could do. And so that was really hard. Battling infertility was a big, big struggle for us. And it really started to chip away at my marriage, and it started to chip away at me on the inside. I hid it very, very well. But on the inside, I became somebody who was not patient and somebody who was very judgmental of others. I became angry. I was resentful towards other people who were pregnant and expecting babies and getting more babies than I was. And so I was just at this really, really bad place inside personally. I remember one day my best friend called me to tell me that she was pregnant with her next child. And I cried for like an hour and a half. I sobbed for like an hour and a half because I just didn't understand why I couldn't have those things too. So fast forward a couple years later, finally got pregnant. We're expecting twins. We're so excited. And then, the twins were born, and I was in a very new hard. My husband at the time worked 11 hours a day, or he was gone 11 hours a day for work. And if you've ever had a baby, you know that feeding a baby every 3 hours, and then once you're done, there's just such little time in between after feedings before you have to start it all over again. And I was doing that with 2 babies, and I survived, but in between those feedings with the babies, with twins, I saved all that time for my daughter because she needed it, she deserved it, and her world had been turned upside down. So that left little time for me. So this turned into me on the outside, me losing myself. And to be honest, I had never really taken the time once the fertility battle was over to repair me on the inside. So here I am starting to lose myself on the outside and not taking care of myself. Once the twins were about 1, I tried some different things. I tried running, I tried working out, I tried eating better, but I would be sort of consistent. At the time, I thought I was consistent. Now looking back on it, I realize I really wasn't doing a good job, but I didn't have the support system I needed, and I didn't have access to the tools I needed, and I just never made any progress. So I gave up. I decided that I wasn't somebody who was ever going to be in shape. I wasn't somebody who was ever going to get to my ideal weight, or maybe I had set myself up for failure. Maybe my ideal weight was not my reality. Maybe I had this goal in my head that was just not realistic. So I decided to give up. I decided that it wasn't for me, and I should just be happy with me and my kids and ignore the fact that I was totally uncomfortable in my skin and not happy with how I looked. So then the twins were about 3.5, And I was invited, my coach invited me to a challenge group. And at this point, I had been invited to other challenge groups with other coaches, and I said no multiple times. And my coach said, give it a try. For 10 days, give it a try. And I said, okay, you know what? This is it. I'm going to try this. It's not going to work. So I wasn't very good at being positive with myself, but I said, I'm going to try it. It's not going to work. And then this is it. This is the last time in my life I try something and hope for it to work and then feel failure at the end. So I will give it one last effort. And I did. I joined a 10-day challenge group, and I followed directions. And 10 days later, I lost inches everywhere, and I couldn't believe it. It was I had run. I had gone running like multiple times a week before. I had tried to eat better, but I had never lost any inches or pounds or anything. I was so excited. I decided that, okay, maybe this works. And I started for the first time, probably since we had done the infertility battle. So we're going on like 4 years now. For the first time in 4 years, I started to feel hope for me. And, that was exciting. That hope that I felt was pretty amazing. And then being surrounded by all the women in the challenge group were just so uplifting and so wonderful. I was like, okay, well, maybe this does work. Maybe I can. Maybe those goals aren't unrealistic. So I want to say it was like a month or so later, my coach invited me to be a coach. She said, hey, have you ever considered doing what I do? And I was like, oh no, that is not for me. I had all these fears, and I let myself listen to all these excuses in my head. My first fear was time. I don't have time. Are you kidding? Like, I was at the time still considering homeschooling my daughter, and I was like, I can't fit that in. I'm home with my kids full time. They're loud. They run around the house. We play. Like, how am I going to sit down and focus? I don't have time for this. And then my second biggest fear was I'm not a fitness person. I'm not somebody who is inspiring. I am not somebody who, people will look up to. And quite frankly, people in my life are going to look at me like I am crazy. I really honestly thought that the people I had known were going to laugh. Like Katie as a health and fitness coach, that's hilarious, right? That's a joke. And I didn't think people would believe me. I didn't think people would follow me. And I didn't have a lot of confidence in myself. So I said no. She asked me again a month or so later. And at this point, I had been thinking about it inside, but I hadn't said that out loud to anyone yet. And I still said no. I said, I just can't find the time. I just don't know how my kids will let me have time to focus on this. And so I said, no, it's just not for me. And later that week, I was at a park with a friend, and she said to me, what's your plan for when the kids all go back to school? Are you going to go back to teaching? And I said, no, I really don't want to go back to teaching. And she's like, so what are you going to do? And I was like, I don't know. Something will happen. I don't know. A window, something will open, whatever. No big deal. But then it was kind of on my heart, and I was kind of thinking about it. So I was talking to my husband later that evening, and I remember him saying to me, maybe this is God opening your window. Maybe this is it. And I was like, no, this isn't for me. I don't have the time for this. People are going to think I'm ridiculous. I'm not inspiring. And he was like, yeah, you are. Like, you could totally do this. And he's like, I kind of think maybe God is opening a window for you. Are you going to take it? And so I was like, whoa. And I had to think about that for a couple days because I didn't expect it to hit me that hard. So I decided to take a leap of faith. And what do I have to lose? I'll try it, and it might not work. It might work. That was, my thought at the time. And I said, well, what do I have to lose at this point? So I said, okay, I'll try it. And so here I am a year later. It's been an amazing ride. This is not a job. This is so much more. This is a passion. This is a vision. This is just so much more. We have the coaches on our team. We've all gotten together and had support groups for each other to make our marriages better, to be better parents, to work on our finances, to work on our spiritual life. It's unbelievable. And I could talk about it all day and tell you how wonderful it is, but really until you're a part of it, it's hard to really understand. I love this team. I love what I've done. And now, looking back, I know why I came from where I came from. I remember when we were going through the infertility that I just kept asking, like, why? Why me? I am a good mom. I love my kids. We do all kinds of activities. And yet I still am not being allowed to have more children. Why can't I have more kids? And now I know why. I know why I had to go through that, because I needed to feel the desperation and the despair and the heartache in order to help other people. So now I have felt all those things. I know what it's like to be there. I know what it's like to come out of it. And now my job is to get to help people come out of the low points in their life, come out of being uncomfortable in their skin, and come out of not having any hope and feeling like they're a failure. And now I get to help other people do that. And I wouldn't be able to relate to them as much had I not been through all of that heartache. So, 5, 6 years later, I finally figure out why I had to feel that way. It took a long time though. So my vision going forward for my business and my family is 2 years from today, I'm hoping to fully replace my teaching salary. It will be at that point that my twins are in school full time. And so that would be the point that I would have had to decide to go back. And then 5 years from today, I would like to be making enough, but my husband can quit his current job and follow his dreams and his passions and his vision. And I would love nothing more than to give him that. Our goal for our future, for the family, is to not have to ask for days off, to not have to request vacation time if we want to go somewhere, to not have to hope for the next interview or the next pay raise or the next promotion. We don't want to do that anymore. Those things can be very good and can be very exciting, but we want freedom to live our life and not someone else's design for our life. We want to live our life by design. So that's where this business is going to take me. And I have 100% confidence that I will get there. The leadership on this team is unbelievable. And I know that through their guidance and through their mentorship that I will absolutely get to where I want to be. So that's my story. And I really appreciate everyone taking time to listen today. And I want you to know that if you choose to join this team, we will all welcome you with open hearts and open minds and loving arms. And we would love nothing more than to get to know each one of you and have you on our team. So I hope everyone has a great Tuesday. I'll see y'all soon. Bye.